G'day guys, this is meant to be a quick 5-minute review of the Tusk hand mitts. Pete Wilson put a post up today suggesting some people might like to use these for a winter ride. Just wanted to show you how they fitted to the DR650, and maybe somebody who's got the Barkbuster version could do a similar sort of thing. Originally when I got them, I tried to fit them around the outside of the Barkbuster itself, so around here, but it sort of pulled the whole mitt too far this way, and it meant that as I cinched down the straps here, I couldn't get access to the horn and the blinker in here. So in the end I decided that I would fit them inside the Barkbusters, which hopefully will mean that if I stack it, the mitts stay protected. The Barkbusters will still take the worst of the hit. But what it meant was I had to put a hole in through the mitt here, take my Barkbuster bolt out, refit the Barkbusters with the bolt there. If I had my second mirror, obviously I'd have to put another hole in here for this mirror mount, and then it cinches down pretty well and keeps the wind out. So on the other side, I've done the same thing, so a hole through the end here. I can still just reach the kill switch and starter button. I haven't had any problem with the kill switch coming on or anything. And again, put a hole through here so that I could get the mirror mount to go through. That would happen on the other side if I had that on. At 110, the wind does blow in here a little bit, and so you feel it coming down onto your hands, but it's not a major issue. The holes which I put into the mitt itself, I burnt through with a soldering iron so that hopefully it won't fray too much. And that was on somebody else's video who'd fitted them in the States. And the only other thing is that you can't see down in there, but my handle, my brake and clutch levers, when I've stacked it out in the bush before, I usually stack it on this side, the curve in here was bending in to the point that the end of the clutch lever was hitting in here somewhere. So you go for a ride, you'd stack it, come off, and then when you go to release the clutch was grabbing on there. So the end of the clutch lever normally has a little ball on it, which they recommend you keep on there in case you have a stack, and so it doesn't stab into you, I suppose. But with the Barkbusters on there, I thought there wasn't much risk of that happening, so I've cut the ball off the end, which means I've got more clearance between the end of the clutch lever and where the Barkbuster is here. And if I didn't have that inside there, I think that the clutch lever would grab with me fitting these mitts to the inside of the Barkbuster. Riding wise, I can still reach everything in here. It's a little bit tight getting to the indicators on this side, but you do get used to them. I've gone from these are the gloves that I normally wear, and they're pretty good for a winter glove, keeping your hands warm. But last time I went out, it was a cold day, and I was just wearing these mesh gloves inside there, and yeah, it makes such a difference. So I bought mine from Rocky Mountain in the States. They were $16 plus $10 postage and handling, so I ended up here for $26. And I think you can still get them in Australia for a reasonable price. The Barkbusters version in Australia, the only ones that I could see were about $120. So I took a punt on buying these. I figured at worst I'm going to waste $26, and if they don't work, it's not going to be a drama. But I can tell you that they do work. They really significantly reduce the amount of the wind chill factor that you get on the outside of your hands. Some people have said, well, why don't you just get hand warmers, the electric hand warmers? But others have commented saying that they're either too hot or not hot enough, and they warm the inside of your hands, but the outside of your fingers still freeze. So I'd be curious to see somebody who's got a Barkbusters version. I don't know whether they're bigger, and so whether they might fit completely around the Barkbuster itself, and then you wouldn't have to worry about putting holes in here, because obviously at the end of the winter season, when I don't want these on any longer, then to take them off I've got to take my Barkbusters off again and remove them. I can't just undo the strap and just slip them off the way you see some people on YouTube using them. So anyway, that might be helpful for someone who's thinking about throwing a pair on for the winter. Yeah, you look like you got elephant ears on the front of the bike, but if I'm riding next to someone and their hands are freezing cold, I know that I'd rather have elephant ears than be freezing. So anyway, hope someone might find that useful.